fight fans? So Robert Whittaker just won his fight over Marvin Vettori, a unanimous decision, and he looked good. He definitely looked good. He looked sharp. He looked on point. But Robert Whittaker always does. It's very rare that we see Robert Whittaker look bad. We look at his fights. I think the worst he's ever looked was that first Israel Adesanya fight. When he fought Izzy in their first matchup, he got knocked out. I think he even got knocked out in that first round. And thankfully for the ending of the round, I think that fight would have stopped. If that fight would have been a minute longer after he got knocked down or knocked out, that fight would have been over, period. But he is definitely looking much more on point. He's looking so much more sharper, much more technical. Whatever his training has been, whatever he's been doing, keep it up because he is just looking phenomenal. But nonetheless, what's next? What is next for him? Because like I said, he's beaten everybody in the middleweight division. And literally the only person I can see next for him will be the winner of this August 20th fight that just happened, Paulo Costa. I think that would be a very interesting matchup itself. Even though Paulo Costa is bigger and stronger, Robert Whittaker will definitely have to weather the storm. And Robert Whittaker is no, how would I say this? No stranger to big, strong fighters. Look at Yoel Romero. Two great fights against Yoel Romero. And, he was able to withstand the storm on those ones. He got the victory on both of those, I believe. Yes, I know one of them, Yoel Romero, didn't make weight. But he still got the victory. He got the nod. That's how I believe he even won the championship. So that would actually be a very fun matchup. Because regardless, we already knew going into this fight, Marvin Vettori versus Robert Whittaker, the winner of this was not going to get an Israel Adesanya fight because they both recently lost. I believe Robert Whittaker was a little closer than Marvin Vettori. Some others would disagree, nonetheless. But yeah, what's gonna happen? I do strongly feel, being the fact that Paulo Costa is gonna be out for a while. I believe in recent interview or a recent statement was made that Paulo Costa had injured his hand in that fight against Luke Rockhold, so he's going to probably be out for some time. So, with that being said, I don't know what's going to happen next as far as as far as Robert Whittaker goes. Like, is he going to want to wait? Is he going to want to wait till Paulo heals? Maybe be a backup for that Israel versus that Israel and Alex Pereira fight? Not sure. But speaking of long term, let's think about long term. Is he going to get another fight? Is he going to get another fight with Israel Adesanya if Israel Adesanya pulls off this victory? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, that one's just, do we even want to see that again? That first fight was great. Very exciting. Unfortunately, he got knocked out. That second fight was, it was okay. Definitely not something that you're going to put on your top 10 greatest of all times list. But, yeah, or are we going to see Robert Whittaker say, you know what? Let him keep that middleweight championship. I had my chance. Couldn't do it. Let's try something brand new. Light heavyweight. Are we going to see him move up in light heavyweight now? Now, that might be interesting. But Robert Whittaker is no bigger guy. It's going to probably take him some time. If I was Robert Whittaker, I definitely would not want to come back until fall of next year, pack on that muscle mass, take that time to train, and take that time just like we've seen what John Jones do. John Jones took some long layoff to get adjusted to this heavy, this amount of mass that he put on himself to fight a heavyweight. That's something I would recommend Robert Whittaker to do. Take some time off because, again, you are a great challenger. You're probably the number one contender in the middleweight division right now. So that's never going to go anywhere. Right now, Israel Adesanya has no real good challengers. Right now, if I see, and this is a big if right now, if Israel Adesanya just so happens to get beat by Alex Pereira, definitely 100%, you're going to see Robert Whittaker stay in the middleweight division. But if Israel Adesanya does beat Alex Pereira, then I could definitely see Robert Whittaker moving up in light heavyweight. Because at that point, it's just there really is no need for a third fight. There was really no close matchups. He beat him by knockout and he beat him by decision. then it's time to move on. It's time to try something brand new. Pack on some muscle mass, get to different training techniques, get your wrestling, get your boxing, get whatever it is that you need to do. He did an interview with Submission Radio, and he mentioned about how, if he does go to light heavyweight, he is not coming back down to middleweight. A lot of guys don't remember this, but Robert Whittaker was actually a welterweight, and he just felt like he couldn't cut the weight no more, so he moved up to middleweight, became dominant, became a champ, and now he ran into his rival Israel Adesanya, who just so happens to be just a little bit better than he is. And yeah, now I would recommend him going to light heavyweight if Israel Adesanya decides to stay at middleweight himself, but not sure what he wants to do. This is all up in the air. This is all, who knows what's going to happen. And hopefully in time we can get a better answer. Maybe he's going to probably wait until the Izzy Pereira fight happens in November, or maybe he's going to decide much sooner. He's not even going to wait for that. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is he going to wait, or is he not going to wait? Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.